ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for joining us on Dzair News Channel. Algerian-Polish relations are deep. Diplomatic relations between the two countries are solid. Poland maintains an embassy in Algiers, and Algeria is represented in Poland by its embassy in Warsaw. Today, trade between Poland and Algeria is increasing recently and rapidly in different economic sectors at a time when the world is undergoing an economic crisis due to oil plunging prices. What are these economic sectors? What is the solution to the world oil crisis? And away from all of this, what are the cultural and social ties that link Algerian and Polish communities? All of these questions and others are going to be answered in an exclusive interview head-to-head with Mr Zbigniew Powalka, Chargé d'Affaires of Poland here in Algeria. Well, first of all, hello and welcome, Mr. Powalka, and thanks for joining us here in the news studios.
Thank you very much.
All right.
For the invitation.
Well, the economic file is going to dominate our discussion, and Algerian and Polish economic relations have been given a new breath recently because of the recent and lots of exchange visits of economic business delegations between the two countries. And which makes it obvious that Algeria and Poland are strong partners in business. My questions are, what are the key factors that help these economic ties to flourish between the countries, and what could Poland offer and contribute with to the Algerian economy?
Thank you very much for this question. I think that it's very important to understand the model of economy in Algeria and Poland. In my opinion, it's the key for the development of our cooperation. Our economy is economy of small and middle enterprises. So we have to find the interface between your Algerian and our Polish economy. In my opinion, the model of cooperation, very good model of cooperation, is model B2B. Without many strategies long term, because small and middle enterprise can't create long-term strategy. So everything is depend of the trust, in my opinion, and the cooperation. It will be, in my opinion, the most important factor in all over the world. Trade develops your country, and I think my country too. In the way of thinking, winner and winner.
Indeed. All right, Elu, and now digging a little bit in the economic file. The Deputy Chief of Polish Diplomacy, Joanna Ronika, visited Algeria in February 2016 at the invitation of the Secretary General of Foreign Affairs, Abdelhamid Snoussi, to review the progress of the bilateral relations and the prospects of the two countries' reinforcement. Could you please tell us more about these current business partnership projects and how far did they advance?
I think that the most important is the trust. So we create not great projects with Algeria. We create small projects, many of small projects. It's based of our economy. Small and middle firms, middle enterprise can't create the long-term strategy. So we have many projects. Many small and middle projects with Algerian economy. For example, in area of agriculture, in area of food, in area of spare parts for many machines like the cars, like the trains. So this is our speciality. This is our way of thinking. Many projects, not big, not good, and not big, but very efficient.
But I will bring to you, Mr. Powalka, a huge number that we are going to discuss right now. In 2015, Algeria's vice president said, quote, in 2015, the trade between Algeria and Poland will exceed $1 billion, 90% of which will consist of, quote, our exports. And in the presence of Poland's Minister of Economy, who visited Algeria in March with an economic delegation. Now we are March 2016. A year since these declarations, how far has this huge number been realized on the ground?
In my opinion, trade is not good. It's not bad. Of course, it's not good. It could be better, but it's not bad also. Our trade in 2050 was about $500 million. Of course, it's not $1 million, as said Minister Piechociński, but it's necessary to make a analyze why it's the $500 million now is exist. In my opinion, I saw many Polish firms who started to create here in Algeria long-term strategy and offer here not only project but also know-how. I mean that, in my opinion, it takes a time for the Algerian businessmen to accept such strategy. What does it mean, long-term strategy? Long-term strategy and the great project, it's question of decision. It's question of training. It's question of many things, but I want to say that we now are able to offer you also know-how, not only products. It's difference, in my opinion. Oh. I think that the thing was the very important question in way of thinking of our Minister Piechociński, Minister of Economy, during his visit here.
In Algeria.
In Algeria.
All right. And since you have talked about Polish investors coming to invest here in Algeria, the Algerian Business Forum, known as FCE, headed by Mr. Ali Haddad, is working towards expanding its business activities globally by establishing its accredited offices abroad. Do you think that there might be a joint venture between Polish and Algerian business counterparts through FCE Forum?
Of course, I know this enterprise, so I saw that this enterprise have a lot of offices in Europe, like, for example, in London. I think that joint venture with Polish enterprise are possible. It's question of a way of thinking and decision. We are ready. I think that our economy is ready to present know-how, to present products here in Algeria and Africa also.
All right. Always economically speaking, but in a different sector now. What attracts the Polish government to the Algerian agricultural market, taking into consideration that Algeria and Poland signed in 2015 a memorandum of understanding in the field of plant protection and plant quarantine?
I think that historically, Polish nation is nation of agriculture, so our level of agriculture is very high. It's very interesting thing was during the time when we started to be a member European Union. To stay the member of European Union, it's necessary to accept regulation. I mean the law linked with the production of agriculture. Many of Polish enterprise was flexibility and accept everything. So our level of production is very high. What we can offer here? I think that the products like the milk, powder milk, and fruits, and also cereals, and also machinery, agriculture machinery. So there are the most important sectors in domain of agriculture in Poland. Maybe production of food, the way of thinking and know-how will be good here also. So we can offer here some very interesting solution during the production food and for the production of machinery for agriculture. I think that the most important and most interesting areas for your agriculture, to develop your agriculture.
Indeed. These are numbers, billions and millions that we have spoken so far.
Right.
However, the other face of economy needs an efficient working force, and Algeria, for instance, is learning from the Polish economic experience, including its entrepreneurs, engineers and technicians in building Algerian infrastructure. It is even worth mentioning that Polish universities educated thousands of Algerian students. What do you think could be done to further boost this human cooperation between the two countries concerning trainings on the ground and studies and so on?
We offer each country the opportunity to make a study in Poland. For example, for the Algerian young people, we can offer the university who, for the one of the year, give lessons Polish language, and after this, everybody can make a study in the university in Poland. So it's possible. I saw many people from Algeria who are interested in such a way of education. So we can offer for the 1 year the course of the Polish language, and then if you want to study, for example, in the technical university, is possible. So it's question of intention, in my opinion. If somebody wants to study in Poland, of course it's possible.
All right. Globally speaking, the world is facing an economic crisis because of oil plunging prices, especially for countries who are exporting oil, including Algeria. These countries are looking for an alternative source of money, and since some of these countries depends on one economic source, what are the ways to create a diversified economy thus a country won't find itself dependent on one economic source only?
In my opinion, I know example of my country. My country have no petrol. My country have no many natural resources, but my country have a idea how to develop economy which is diversified. I mean, if you create many small and middle enterprise, it's the base of the development. Such economy is very, very elastic, very flexibility. Have a flexibility in way of working. What I mean, now we have in Europe and in all over the world the crisis, financial crisis. We have also a problem. What our problems? There are not big problems. So, in my opinion, the best way of developing economy is diversification on the base of the small and medium-sized enterprise.
All right. Poland is part of the Schengen Agreement. How does the Polish government deal currently with the Algerian community living, working, or studying in Poland, or even willing to do that in the future, especially with the rise of refugees migration waves? My question is, could this push Poland to tighten migration procedures for other countries, including Algeria?
I think that no, you have to remember that Poland is the member of Zone Schengen. We have a law, we have the process, the way of verification, many things during the procedure. So what we can do? We can do nothing. Our obligation is to respect the law. It's true. It's nothing more.
All right.
So I don't think so that Poland will be interested in changing the rules of towards the immigration. No, I don't think so.
Indeed. Always with migration file, we see that these refugees are flowing in huge numbers from their countries. That could be because of lots of problems, including wars, instability, or problems or not enough economic and social security. How far can instability of a country affect its economy?
In my opinion, the most important factor for developing the world is the trade. I mean, the economical cooperation who give the money for the people, who give the money for the government, who permit the government to create the area of stability. I mean, law stability, economical stability. So, in my opinion, the most important is trade and cooperation in area of economy, because. You know, you have many examples in all over the world when the economy doesn't work. It's linked with many problems.
All right.
In my opinion.
And do you think, Mr. Powalka, that these migrants flowing to Europe could contribute in the future to the European economy, or they could be a burden?
In my opinion, it's question that acceptation of the rules, of the law, of the culture. When somebody accepts each thing in strange country, it's okay. If no, it's not good, and I think it takes many problems.
All right, we move to talk about another topic, and Poland is actually a member of the European Union Council. How does the Polish diplomacy see the crises that shake the Middle East and some of the Maghreb countries?
I think it's my opinion, it's my personal opinion. Each crisis, each war give us a lot of problems for many people. So in my opinion, it's cooperation and peace can permit everybody the stabilization and development. So in my opinion, everything is linked with the peace and stability.
Indeed. And just to conclude, what are the future measures to tighten more Polish and Algerian cooperation in different sectors, economically, politically, and even socially speaking? Any other future conventions, meetings, and contracts, maybe in other fields?
In my opinion, the most important is trust. So it's trust can create something like the feedback to develop the develop the trade, to develop the nation. So, in my opinion, it's the responsibility and creation of project winner is the best solution for everybody.
Indeed, we hope that collaboration between Poland and Algeria will thrive more in the future. And thank you so much, Mr. Zbigniew Powalka, Chargé d'Affaires of Poland here in Algeria, for honoring us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for following us. The end, but keep on Dzair News Channel. Bye bye.